Hello and welcome back to another video where today, I can't do my zoom like I normally do because we are in Minecraft version 1.20 the day before the update releases on June 7th, 2023. Now, this video will cover practically everything in this update, including things added, changes, everything you can think of. So we're gonna get into this and we're gonna dive deep. If you would hit the like button and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. Let's go. Starting strong, we have brand new wood types in this update stemming from the bamboo plant. You can make a block of bamboo and strip it or turn it into planks, stairs, slabs, any of the wood types you can think of. And we have the bamboo mosaic, similar to the chiseled quartz type block here. And you can turn bamboo blocks into doors, fences, trapdoors, signs, hanging signs, which we'll get into more later. And finally, rafts, which are a boat variant. It's just you look like you're sitting on top of it instead of in it. Anyway, next we have the cherry wood variant, which I reviewed in the snapshot video a few months ago. And it comes in the same variations of blocks. You have boats, you have trapdoors, doors in their own special pattern, and everything like that. The cherry wood comes from the new cherry biome, as you can see around me here. It typically borders plains and is typically in mountains or valleys, plateaus, that kind of biome area. And from the leaves itself, it drips a beautiful particle, which could be used, I'm sure, in many, many new builds to come, which is a beautiful ambient addition to the biome itself. Another addition is pink petals, which are placed similar to sea pickles, where you can have 4 in one block. And finally, we have the cherry tree sapling, which honestly is really cute in my opinion. Next, we have the calibrated skulk sensor, which I used to mute with wool here. And these calibrated skulk sensor filters vibrations based on frequency, and it is crafted with amethyst shard. One side of it can receive a redstone signal, and it will emit a certain frequency from the type of input. So my steps emit an input of, I believe, whatever distance I am from the skulk sensor. So the further away I get, the weaker it gets. It will detect vibrations up to 16 block radius instead of 8 like the traditional skulk sensor. Chiseled bookshelves are a brand new addition to the 1.20 update, which basically gives us functioning bookshelves. You can put enchanted books or book and quill or just regular books into any slot you choose, or even, written books as well. And this basically can be used similar to a lectern, where it has a redstone signal using a comparator based on the place you put a book. So if you put it in the second one, it will emit a frequency of 2. Or if you put it in the 6th slot, it will power the redstone up to 6 blocks. These can be used with hoppers or droppers, and is not a replacement for bookshelves used for an enchanting table, and it needs silk touch to be mined. Next up, we have decorated pots and pottery shards. There are 20 different pottery shards you can get from various archaeology sites, and these can be used to craft a decorated pot, which would have designs on the side based on the shards that you used to craft that pot. It can also be crafted with bricks to create a plain pot with no pictures on the side, and it can be mined using a silk touch pick or using pistons similar to the dragon egg. One of the ironically more exciting things in this update are hanging signs, which honestly I don't think any of us saw coming. It comes in every single wood variant, and it can be hung either from the side or from the top of a block like so, and it will yield less space to type on than a normal sign. Another sort of random addition to this update was the piglin head, which I think is a great addition to the heads that we already have in the game, but this is what it looks like. The ears will flap when you wear it, similar to how the dragon's mouth will open and close as you walk around with the dragon head on. Next up, we have the pitcher plant and pitcher pod. It has 5 stages of growth, and if it is broken in the first 4 stages, it just drops the pitcher pod, but in the 5th stage, it will drop itself. It is a very beautiful flower, honestly, and I think it'll be utilized as needed because we do not have too many purple and blue flowers in this game. It can also be destroyed by ravagers and not placed in flower pots. One of the more anticipated additions to this update was the sniffer, a mob that we all voted on and ended up getting in the game. And basically, there's a few facts about it. So the sniffer egg is where it comes from, how it hatches. When placed on a moss block, it will hatch in a roughly 10 minutes, but on any other block, it'll take around 20. And just to spawn it in here so we can see it, it is gigantic. It's like 2 by 2, I believe. Yeah, it's 2 by 2, 7 hearts, cannot spawn naturally, and sniffs the air and digs for torch flower seeds, and can also be bred using those torch flower seeds. And it ends up laying a sniffer egg. Now the sniffer will also just dig into the ground and plop himself wherever he pleases. And make that wonderful noise, and dig up the pitcher pods, which are used to plant the pitcher plants. Now please don't kill me in the comments, but I have to murder this sweet little passive animal because, well, at least sometimes they will drop the torch flower seeds, which I believe was right there. There it is. We'll drop the torch flower seeds used to plant to grow into the torch flower. Basically, it has 2 stages of growth, the planted stage and the second stage, before finally becoming a fully fledged torch flower. It does not emit light, despite its name, unfortunately, but it can be crafted into orange dye, planted in a flower pot, and used to craft suspicious stew, giving the player night vision, and can also be used to tempt and breed bees, which I've seen flying around here recently. There it is. Suspicious gravel and suspicious sand go hand in hand with the pottery shards and the archaeology section of this update, where you need to use a brush to basically discover what is possibly hidden in the loot table in the suspicious sand and suspicious gravel. Suspicious gravel can be found in cold ocean ruins and trail ruins with different loot tables, and suspicious sand can be found in warm ocean ruins, desert temples, and desert wells with different loot tables as well. When using a shovel, these drop nothing, but the brush will extract objects, and there are 4 stages of extraction, and turns to regular sand or gravel when extracted. Bamboo can be planted on suspicious gravel, and cacti and sugarcane can be planted on suspicious sand. In this update, we have yet another music disc being added to the game, and I'll play a little clip of it for you. It's vibey, right? Anywho, it's definitely quite a vibe, and excited to hear the whole track. Go listen to it for yourself tomorrow when the update comes out. Armor trims and smithing templates, as they're now called, were vastly talked about when added to the snapshots. Basically, I don't have fully exemplified here. When put into a smithing table, these smithing templates will add different colored or types of armor trims to your armor to basically personalize it, which I think is pretty great. And now to upgrade to netherite, there is the smithing template for netherite specifically. The netherite upgrade smithing template is also guaranteed to be found in a Bastion Remnant treasure room. Another more recent addition to this update that was vastly talked about as well are camels. There are baby camels as well. And as you see here, they can just chill on the ground if need be. And I did not get a saddle, but you can add a saddle and sit on these guys and basically lead them around. And what makes them advantageous in most biomes now is that they are 2 blocks tall. And the little ear wiggles, oh my goodness. They are 2 blocks tall, and it makes it difficult for mobs like zombies to reach you. Spiders can, since they can climb, but otherwise. And they can also walk over 1.5 tall blocks. They can walk slow or sprint fast, and they also have dashing ability, which can be used to dash over several block wide gaps. I'd also like to mention that baby sniffers are called snifflets. Just thought you guys would appreciate that. New trail ruins are a generated structure which is buried in many biomes like taigas, snowy taigas, jungles, birch forests, and everything. They can have a tower, a path, a few rooms on the side, and has suspicious gravel and mud bricks and terracotta and glazed terracotta, as well as armor trims and pottery shards, which can be found there. The next more obvious addition to the game world generation-wise would be the cherry blossom biome, which is located in mountains like meadows, and usually has pigs, sheep, bees, and rabbits that spawn there. There are 8 new advancements added to the game: little sniffs, planting the past, crafting a new look, smithing with style, careful restoration, the power of books, and finally respecting the remnants. Now it's time for the changes. First up, we have wool, beds, and carpets can now be re-dyed from the original color they were. So if we take, the green here, you can turn it to purple, turn the bed to purple, and turn the carpet into purple, because obviously that's what you wanted to do in your house. Next up is vibration resonance. So basically the skulk sensor, when an amethyst block is placed adjacent to a skulk sensor, there's something called vibration resonance, which basically will re-emit the frequency as a separate vibration that the skulk sensor originally heard. Skulk shriekers and wardens are also triggered by this new resonating amethyst block, and it's been added to the redstone tab in the creative menu. So apparently before this update, blackstone buttons would break slower than other buttons, but now they break at the same speed as other buttons. I know I did just break those with a pickaxe and not my hand, but there you go. There's your proof. Now, I call this the future prank content generator because that's exactly what it is. If you take a note block and you put any mob head on top of it and click the note block, it will make the sound that that mob makes. Now, the creeper particularly is more of a threat for pranking, in my opinion, because, oh my gosh. But yes, and you also do not have to shift when you place the head on the note block. We'll see what you guys do with that one. Waterlogged shriekers now do not hear any frequency around them, do not shriek, so to speak. So it's a little bit safer now if that's your technique of going about the deep dark. Signs, which I think this is such an underrated change they made to the game. You can basically write on one side, write on the other side, and you can re-edit what you just typed, or you can use a honeycomb so that you can't edit the sign anymore. A slightly smaller change made was the potion effect colors of invisibility and slow falling are now different from each other, as they were way too similar beforehand and harder to recognize which potion was which. One of the last changes we have in this update are slimes and magma cubes get to fly. Kind of. So basically slimes and magma cubes are now affected by jump boost. There we go. There we go. Come on, Magma Cube, you know you can do it. You can do it. Yeah! And basically, that could be fun. I don't know. Do what you will. And that is it for this update. There are a few more changes and updates and things that I could not fit into this video, but I believe that I hit the most important ones, and I will be linking where I got all of this information down in the description below. I'm excited to see what everyone ends up doing with this update. I'm excited to see what I end up doing with this update. I hope you guys enjoyed playing, and I hope you enjoyed watching and learned a few things about this new update. I will see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Bye!